distinguished guests, everyone. Thank you very much for coming along to this opening of what I think is an extraordinary exhibition. I can't describe the enormous pleasure and pride I have to see this exhibition opening today. The heritage of the migrant community has always been of great interest to me, and the reason that it's been of interest to me is because when I was a schoolgirl growing up in Balgownie, I was often asked to go home and find old things from my parents or grandparents to bring to school for a particular history assignment. And the oldest thing my parents had was about 10 years old at the time, because we were migrants to the city and we didn't have old, lacework or old magazines or old school books from our grandparents. Everything was new. It was all Namco and Laminex. There was nothing that was considered to be important at the time. And not that it's a big scar in my memory, however, it did stay with me because it's made me do two things. One is that it had an impact because it's made me a hoarder, which my family and my colleagues at work don't appreciate very much. But the other thing is that it sparked a real interest in my own heritage and I guess in historical things. And when I looked around at my city, I guess I didn't find very many examples that reflected my heritage in my city. There were lots of memorials, but none of them really commemorated anything that I felt connected to particularly. And today's exhibition, however, reflects a growing or many years of investment and initiative amongst a lot of migrant communities to make the city of Wollongong and the region of Illawarra reflect the diversity within the community. The exhibition today is not the first one or the first attempt at looking at migration heritage. Many attempts have occurred in the past to try to get a migration museum together, but unfortunately they weren't successful. So we've tried to work on that and build on that to try to see if we can still move towards having some permanency in relation to migration heritage in the city. And I think it is a real sign of maturity and growth in a city and a region when it can look at the symbols and icons around the place and want to make them more inclusive and recognise the heritage of all the people who live in its surrounds. It's for this reason that I'm really elated that this exhibition is actually in the regional gallery and not in its own building, because I think it's part of the regional gallery, it's part of who Wollongong and Illawarra is, and that's why it's important, I think, that it was held here. And also, Wollongong City Council has been very generous in supporting the exhibition and the project in a number of ways, and I think that it's important for the infrastructure of a council to do that and to support this diversity. And it's also an important part of feeling as though you belong to a city and to a country when you see your neighbours valuing your history and the things that are important to you. Because when I see people of all backgrounds saying, "Oh, tell me more about the chestnut story about the Italians, I'm interested in that. Why do you have chestnuts? Why is it so important?" I feel like they're interested in me and that I feel like I belong a little bit more because they're inquiring and seeing, they want to know more about me. This exhibition is going to be the first of many. I say that very positively. And you can expect to be inspired and enthused by many more exhibitions in the future. And hopefully, as I mentioned before, the Migration Heritage Project will be able to secure some permanency so that we can record and house some of the heritage items of value in the city. I hope the exhibition will also inspire people to seek out their own histories, to record the stories that their parents told them as children, to keep photos so that we don't lose them forever. Because in this respect, this exhibition is also a poignant reminder that many of the older members of our community who migrated here after the world wars are ageing, and we're slowly losing their recollections and slowly losing an immensely rich experience. We really do need to hurry up and do things to make sure that these memories are recorded. The Illawarra in many ways is uniquely placed because of the extraordinary diversity of the people who migrated to its shores. And we can become, I believe, an even greater region if we can capture and incorporate these experiences for future generations to learn from. I'd like to thank you for being here, and in particular I'd like to thank the IMB Community Foundation for giving us a grant to pursue our vision, to the Wollongong City Council Small Grants Program, the School of Creative Arts at the Wollongong University, Viva La Gong, the Regional Gallery and its staff. I'd also like to thank Linda Raymond, who's the curator of the exhibition. She's done an incredible job. To the people who contributed to the exhibitions, because it's a very personal experience to have your life up on display. So thank you to those people. I truly hope that you encourage a whole lot of other people to come and see the exhibition while it's on.